Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Let's take a look here at Cardano, see what's going on. Just going to double check a few key factors here. Since we last looked at this, we had this bullish rectangle that was due to break out. It's been a little while since we last peaked this here. We can see we're doing some pretty good stuff based on our fib extensions here, or just more importantly, reverse fibs. We can see that 96, 103 and 114 are the next areas of consideration for resistance. So we're kind of in that resistance range right now based on that 1.272 fib level. Now, future reference, folks, you don't want to put too much emphasis on fib levels. In situations like this, we really want to look at the volume and sustainability, and that's the most important thing. But for the moment, that is essentially a potential resistance. We can also go with a really large macro resistance and kind of see where we're at here as well. Sometimes it's best to get perspective that way also, just kind of, get the overall sentiment here. And we can see, about 90 cents is that 0.236 fib level. So 90 to 96 cents, I would say, is that little bit of a range, okay? So I'll update our playout chart. I'll post that on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord here when we're done. But just know that that exists there. We'll clean up the charts a little bit and take a look at some back-end data too to kind of recognize roughly where we're at here. So I already have it pulled up, just kind of give you perspective on liquidation levels and where we're at there. Best thing to do here, honestly, when we're this overextended is to look at 12-hour time frame. It gives you a better perspective on what's going on because we can see most of the macro shorts have been swept, right? So at a heavy concentration there at about 85 cents, a little bit there about 92, and now most of the upside is gone, except for, if we zoom in, we can see 98 to about 99, almost $1 even. So I would not be surprised when we see a candle wake up to $1 and then the price rejects from there. That's just kind of a round number, key level resistance based on the, kind of a psychological area, if you will, okay? And Bitcoin has the same thing, 100,000, 90,000, 80,000. Any coin that has like a solid round number that's, hasn't been hit in a while, you're gonna see some rejection there initially. But we got a nice little channel forming here. I like what I see so far, and that's a positive sign. Quickly to look at the back-end data here, we got 400 million in liquidation deltas for longs. So we have a lot more longs in the market than shorts, which is fantastic. And generally just speaking to the fact that we're more likely to see upside there because most people are taking longs. I forgot to look here. Hold on, just to double check. There is some liquidation, of course, down about 88 to 86 cents. So just know that just below the local low here, we got a decent amount of liquidation there that could get swept if the price gets closer. But generally speaking, liquidation levels, the closer you are to them, the more likely it is to get hit. Okay, we take a look here really quick just to verify open interest here. Last 7 days, we see the most amount of interest at 83. And then, mostly just 83 cents is that the largest concentration. We got 92 and 90 as well, but 83 is that big number there. So future reference, if the price does pull back, 83 cents would seem like a logical consideration for a long, because that's usually where you see a pivot or a bounce, is those points of control or that open interest areas, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here at the daily time frame, work our way down. Recognize we got a fair value gap between 60 and 70 cents as a round number, okay? So that's at 0.618, 0.786 fib level. The likelihood of seeing that is pretty low considering we are back up above our local high or our basically our macro high for this year. So we should expect the price does pull back, just say it does, that 81 cents would be that likely area of support. Okay, and that does seem sensible if you look at the liquidation here. There's a lot of liquidation above 81 cents. So if that were to happen, it would, majority of all opposition would be taken care of at that point, and we'd see a nice little bounce. That's usually why previous highs work as new lows, because you get a lot of liquidation at those levels, both in long and short directions, and inevitably it will it'll get swept there. So I would be remiss if we don't see 81 cents again. But I would love if the price just continues higher up, right? Again, continue to fill those spot bags. Honestly, I think the likelihood of further downside is pretty low. But if we take a look here, we can recognize we're at an 8 right now. So we've basically been moving in 8 days continuation without correction. Usually, in most cases, coins, it doesn't matter how great the fundamentals is and or lack thereof, when we see a 9 on TD sequential, it's really common for the price to at least go sideways or pull back. So we're getting close to that overextended state because we've had very little consolidation in the last 8 days of trading, and the price is just continuing to run. Basically telling us the bears are not trying to sell at all, but once we get to a certain point, and there's enough profit, they will definitely sell and pull the price back. So just know that that's a possibility. Everything on the daily time frame is super bullish though, folks. There's nothing to see here. It's literally just a really, really good situation. Here's another thing that kind of reaffirms that overextension. So if you take a look here, when we hit a 9 on TD sequential previously, price went sideways and down a little bit. We hit a 9 on TD sequential here, sideways and down. And then we hit a 6 here, pull back, we're at a 7 now. So hypothetically, we see a sideways and down, maybe to like 91, or I would say once again, local high, 84, 85 cents. That would seem sensible. But at this point here, solid little, staircase, healthy continuation pattern. There's nothing crazy and overextended here, but if the price does pull back, generally the local high is where it will pull back to. It's a common characteristic. But I like what I see here. I mean, there's really no reason from a technical overextended standpoint here that the price should pull back hard if it does. It'll just pull back naturally because that's what's supposed to happen, right? So again, a lot of times when coins go like straight up, they'll come straight back down. This has a lot of good consolidative efforts in these ranges, so it's been doing really well with these little rectangles and performing nicely. So again, this is good, albeit mildly overextended, still looking pretty good and sustainable. We're respecting the ascending trend line here too, staying above the 20-day SMA pretty much at all times. So this is really, really, really positive in the overall sense here, okay? So again, this is what is referred to as a healthy continuation, which implies more sustainability, okay? And let's take a look here at the hourly just to quickly clarify the Ichimoku clause, what I like to look at, and there's no sign here of slowing down. So we're talking a pretty solid continuation here. Again, if the price were to pull back, it would be something along these lines here as a rough estimate. And what I'll do is I'll post this on our playout chart on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. But what you want to look out for reversals is is basically range-bound trading. We don't see any ranges being established just yet, so until it happens, we're going to have to presume it's going to keep going higher, especially if Bitcoin hits 100,000 or higher, which is a distinct possibility at this point. Then we will probably see Cardano continue to run. Okay, so based on fib levels here, we could see 103 is the next area of retracement. So the price does continue higher. That would be like a sensible place for it to reject out initially. Either way, I'll post a playout chart here shortly. Last thing I forgot to mention too here, of course, is first of all, congratulations. I forgot to mention this too, sorry. On our AVAX long, 33%. While we didn't get in on Cardano, we did get in on another coin that's pumping and doing very well today. So congrats on that. I also want to mention this too, because people all like to ask about this. The rewards will be provided at the end of the month because it's a progressive prize pool / competition. So in 7 days, 20 community members will be awarded $60,000. And obviously, the more volume you have, the higher the number you qualify for. And that's kind of how that works. So future reference, just use my link to register for Bitunix if you want to be eligible for these. We have these competitions almost every single month, or at least every other month for the competitions, and at least deposit rewards too. So they're a great exchange. No KYC or VPN. Check them out. They're awesome. I appreciate you nonetheless. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Look forward to seeing the next one. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.